Hey everyone, what you see here is the Sony CDP-C. What you see here is the Sony CDP-CE275 compact disc player 5-disc 5 CD changer. In other words, this is one of the, I wouldn't say first, but I'd say one of the first amongst, or part of one of the first waves of multiple CD changers. This used to be my grandpa's. Me and my mom took it. We never played it. We tried to play it a little bit in the old house, never could. We had it kind of on the bottom of a display stand like this, but with a glass door on it. And when we finally moved out here, I decided to take it into my room, since I had probably a little bit more room than the guest room, and I decided to use it more along the lines because the 5-disc changer here on my RCA player finally went kaput or something. Anyway, I decided to take this, and what I did is something very, very unique, and I'll show you in a moment. This is the back of the CD player. As you can see, if we can zoom in just carefully, as you can see, we have an audio-video cable. Well, not audio-video, but audio cables. The kind you would see when you would buy a audio-video system. Or you would buy something like a, well, not an audio-video system, like, well, yeah, an audio-video system like a Blu-ray or DVD player, mostly DVD, or even some of the classic game consoles, and even recent past game consoles as well. But you're probably asking yourself, what does this have to do with your 5-disc CD player? Well, I'll show you. You see, this is the same cable that runs to the back of the 5-disc CD player, of my Sony CD player. Yeah, it is. It is the same cable. And what is it connected to? Why, it's connected to my Durabrand home theater system. Right now, the home theater system is on DVD, which means I can listen to YouTube via PS4, watch movies via my DVD or Blu-ray player, or play games, or listen to or watch YouTube via my Xbox One system through glorious surround sound. Now you might ask, well, where's the surround sound at? Let me show you. The surround sound is actually over on this speaker, that speaker, that speaker, and that speaker. So when I listen to 5.1 surround sound movies, or even the movies now that have 7.1 surround sound, it sounds very good. I can even switch it to 2-channel, because that's basically what it is. You see, right now it's on 5.1, but here it's 2-channel. Like I said, this is actually on a 5.1 right now, and it's on DVD. But as you could see, we have the options for AXO sound, which is like stereo or game. We even have buttons for input, speaker channels, volume control, and on and off. And like I said, if it's on 5.1 surround, even with the 7.1 sound, master audio, if you will, DTS, it sounds good. But if you don't want that too much, if you don't want that much sound, and if you have people that feel it's too loud for them, you could switch it down to 2-channel. And what it has to do with this is real simple. Since I have the cable connected from the back to this, it allows me to play the CDs, play my music from my CDs on all of the speakers that I showed you. But it won't play it right now because the home theater system is on DVDs, is on the DVD source, which basically allows me, like I mentioned, to play all this whenever I want. Individually, that is. So what source is it on? The source that it needs to be on, quite honestly, I believe is the AUX source, I believe. So what we do is we'll take my remote here, and my remote has all the options that this one does as well, except for mute. I don't think there's a mute on there at all. No, there isn't. But there's a mute on the remote. It even has master sound as well. So what we'll do is we'll go here to source, and we'll switch over to, yeah, right there. We'll switch over from DVD to AUX. Now, to show you that this thing's probably one of the earlier ones, not like at the very beginning, but like around the third or fourth wave of these, this is the remote control for it. Sorry for that interruption, but like I was saying, this obviously was released, this system was released around the third or fourth wave back around, I would say, the early to mid 90s, maybe, I would say mostly around the mid 90s, I would say maybe mid to late 90s this was released. I have to look it up. But anyway, this is the remote for it. This is the remote. So sorry if I'm sounding a little British there. But this is the remote. As you can see, it's a little dusty. I haven't been able to clean it or anything, but this is the remote. As you can see, it's got all the options on there. And when you compare it between this one, between my remote on the RCA, you can tell that the RCA is a little newer, just because of the size of the remote. But people wonder. Now the one thing you'll notice is, unlike the remote I just showed you for the RCA, and unlike the remote, the source remote, right here, you'll notice that there's one big difference between the system and its remote. The big difference is there is no power button. So that kind of tells you this is one of the earlier models, before they started to say, hey, let's put a power button on the remote so people don't have to get up and turn it on and off. So what you have to do is you have to end up turning on the system with the button here, with the start button, with the power button. And as you can see, if you don't have the remote, it does give you the option by button as well. So you got your disc buttons right there, your fast forward, your peak search, your fader, your repeat. Well, no, actually it's your play mode, your peak search, your fader, your repeat, and your time, along with, like I said, your 5 disc track buttons there. And then on the other side, you have your play button, your fast forward, rewind button, or back and forth button, your pause button, your stop button, your time edit button, your check button, you have your exchange button, you have your disc skip button, you have your clear button, and of course you have your volume control as well. I think that's your volume control. Yeah. That's sort of your volume control right there. That's your AMS push kind of thing. Push enter whatever button knob. And then of course you have your open and close button. But like I said, to show you it's one of the earlier models, this doesn't have a power button that lets you automatically power it up. So what you got to do is you got to do that. You hear the disc playing in there. You see the selection, and the first one should come up, you would think. Now this will let me know whether or not I'm on the right source. Okay, so we're going to play, and we'll see what happens. And as you could hear, and I've got to speak over this, but as you could hear, this is on 5.1. So you get the music right there, and you get the music right there, and you get the music over here.
I believe the children are future.
And you get that echo. And in that, I obviously let you go right to the back. That's the AMS knob. It allows you to go back. I might get some copyright on this, so I do apologize if that happens. But another thing as well is, like I said, you can even switch between discs. So the AMS is also on here. So you could go back to the beginning of the song if you want to, or you could switch over to whatever disc you want. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It's weird. Actually, it's the fast forward button, I guess. I don't know. But the numbers here actually let you choose what you want. So let's see what we got here. We have continue, shuffle, and PCM. Interesting. But like I said, on one of these, you're supposed to be able to switch tracks. I'm assuming you can switch tracks. Maybe not. You might have to do that by hand too if this remote's not working right. So let's see. Oh no, you can switch tracks from here on the number. You can switch tracks on the AMS deal, which the knob is for. But it won't let you switch tracks. That's the one disaffect about this remote. It won't let you switch tracks. So what you have to do is go here to the buttons and then choose the CD you want. That's the only problem, because I don't see it here. It should be here, but it's not. And then as you see, that's track 2, and that's coming out right now. And well, that's disc 2 and that's track 1. This is disc 2, track 2. But like I said, so yeah, these numbers here allow you to choose the track you want to be on. The only nagging part is these buttons down here are supposed to let you switch the disc, but they won't. So you got to go up here and press the number. So I pressed number 1, so that'll allow me to play disc 1 and whatever tracks are on there. And that's from Transformers the movie. And now let's see what's on disc 4. See what's on disc 4 here. That's the Evergreen Nights album from the Raccoon series. And then we'll see, because this right here is number 5, we'll see what's on disc 5.
Close your eyes and I'll...
Obviously on disc 5 we have Across the Universe soundtrack. But basically, as you heard, you could hear the song all the way around. Now if it's too loud, as I mentioned earlier, just like with the movie or games you're playing, you could actually use your home theater system, if that's how you use something like this, to basically switch it to 2-channel, and then you just have to worry about these speakers. But overall, the reason I did this video is for anybody that's curious about how they can get music out of a multi-disc changer like this if they don't have the regular speakers to go with it. Use your home theater system if it's capable. If you have a home theater system like this in the house, use this. And I'm sure a lot of you do, because a lot of people have moved to the HDMI only soundbars, or it's because of the televisions. But if you still use something like this, and you kind of use it in a sense like I do, then this is the best option to go with. So hopefully this helped you guys out. Hopefully I didn't sound too confusing, but basically that is how you can get music and sound from a multi-CD disc changer without the regular speakers. You can actually use you can use your home theater system to actually get it in 5.1 surround sound, if not 2-channel sound if you want to. So hopefully again I wasn't too confusing on this. Let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. I'm out.